Hey guys, it's Simi, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 11th of February 2022 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. I would have been live a few minutes sooner, but I had a little incident. I was making my water here, putting my Kool-Aid packet in it, went to shake it up, and it splat me in the face. Lid wouldn't go back on properly. I had to go outside and shake it and lose some of the water out of it. Because literally, every time I tried to screw the top on the water, it would go everywhere. But we're all good now. We're good to go. We're talking Smackdown. I've seen the first match of Rampage, which was awesome. Going from the main event of Smackdown into the opener of Rampage, oh boy, that was a great 40, 50 minutes of wrestling between the two shows. Also, programming note, they did state that next week's AEW Rampage will be airing at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, because they've got live NBA action starting at 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. So just a heads up, an hour before SmackDown is when Rampage will be airing next week because of NBA All-Star Weekend. So I guess next week we'll talk both Rampage and SmackDown, since there's no reason for me to not watch Rampage before SmackDown, I guess. But with that, great episode of SmackDown tonight. Amazing main event. And I can't understate that enough. Amazing main event. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWUnlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PWUnlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below to donate and get your question inserted, or you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Remember, if you've already got an Amazon Prime account, whether that's a Prime Gaming or a Prime Shipping account, you take that Amazon account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together, bada bing, bada boom, you got Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games. There's like 8 free games right now. You get stuff 4 games for free, like Madden, Valorant, New World, Grand Theft Auto Online, Fall Guys, and more. But the one thing that never changes is you get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you'd like to subscribe to, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to us right here. And just remember, it doesn't have to be your Amazon account. Anybody that you know with Amazon Prime that gives you their login, you link it to your Twitch, there you go. Whether it's your mother, your father, your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your grandpa, your landlord, your next door neighbor, I don't know, the girl that you were chatting up at the crosswalk yesterday when you came back from the gas station to get a Monster. Say, hey, you got Amazon Prime? You do? Well, can I use it? But on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out over there as well with a super chat or a super sticker donation. Remember, all super chats do get read live on the air. And remember to hit that join button down below to become a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Plus, you can get all of that, but more directly support us at patreon.com/PWUnlimited. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. When heading over to the Epic Game Store, I'm buying a brand new game, whether that is Rainbow Six Extraction or the amazing Sifu. Gonna ask you before you click checkout, you have a creator code, and you do, it's PWUnlimited. PWUnlimited. Use that code when checking out, and we get a kickback from it. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it supports us. Whether that is on the Epic Game Store, in the Fortnite launcher on your PlayStation, Switch, or Xbox, or even in Rocket League on your PlayStation, Switch, or Xbox. Heck, if you're claiming the free games that they got, like Ukulele right now, put the code in. It helps us out as well. But with that, we've got Friday Night Smackdown to talk about that kicked off with Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville came out. This is an alright segment. She's still wearing the sling. She's been selling that arm injury. Not only did she wear the sling on Monday, but yesterday she was in Los Angeles attending, I guess you could say, an event for the NFL in Glad for Super Bowl week. She's still wearing the arm sling or spring or sling, whatever you want to call it. Still wearing the sling. And I'm like, damn, either she really did hurt herself or she's going above and beyond to sell this Ronda Rousey attack. And I think it's the latter. But she's out here. She's talking about exactly what happened last week with Ronda Rousey. And she says that she has started a petition with higher management to fine Rousey $100,000 and suspend her indefinitely. Out when they come at him, Pearson go, whoa, 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 whoa. Just got an email. I know you probably didn't get this email since, it was just sent by our boss, Vince McMahon. You're not checking your phone in the ring, so I'll read it to you. Basically, McMahon claims that he hates officials that abuse their power, like Sonya has been doing with Naomi. McMahon declined Deville's petition to fine and suspend Rousey. He then added that Deville cannot lay a hand on Naomi. If Deville does before the title match tonight, her job will be in, quote, serious jeopardy. Naomi would then make her way out to the ring, and I hate when they do this kind of stuff, where the heel's at the disadvantage, where the heel's told, you can't touch her, but then Naomi comes out and goes, no one said I couldn't touch you, and then knocks her down. Like, that just makes you look like a bitch. Like, it's stupid. And it makes Naomi look dumb. It's like, oh, yeah, you've been getting the best of me all these weeks, but now I can get you, but you can't come back at me. It's like, really? So you're only going to attack her now because she can't retaliate? Yeah, okay. Sure, that's a babyface move. We then learned that Corey Graves is here this week because Pat McAfee is in LA for the Super Bowl. I want to know so here's the thing. Next week's Smackdown is being filmed right now as we speak. That means no Pat McAfee next week as well. So I want to know what excuse they come up with next week that says Pat's not here. I think an easy one, which may or may not work because he doesn't technically work for Fox, is you can say Fox sent him to Daytona for the Daytona 500 Speed Weeks. There you go, bada bing, bada boom. Why he's not on the show. But he doesn't work for Fox, so you can't really say, oh, Fox sent him. So, I don't know. We'll figure something out. We then had our first match of the night. It was Los Lotharios against the New Day in a almost 10.5 minute match. New Day made their way out to the ring, and beforehand, Kayla Braxton interviewed Los Lotharios. She called them two of the most handsome men in WWE. They then promised to win because they're lethal covers. The ring announcer referred to them as the Lethal Lovers, Los Lotharios. They then had the Los Lothario kiss cam, and right at the end of the ramp, right there at the corner, there's some girl that they both kissed on the cheek. I don't know who she is, but I assume she's a plant. I highly doubt it's just a random chick sitting right there. I doubt it. So the New Day had the early advantage here, but Los Lotharios quickly took over, and this match was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. They isolated Kingston in their corner, but Kingston fought back. Big E hit a big splash on Humberto on the apron, and Angel tried to get involved, but Big E sent him to the floor. Big E then launched Kofi over the top rope onto all the heels on the ringside. Back from a commercial break, the heels were firmly in control, and Big E recovered and caught Angel with a belly-to-belly suplex. Kingston and Humberto got the hot tag at the same time. Kingston ran wild and sent Angel to the floor. Followed this up with the boom drop to Humberto. Kingston went for the Trouble in Paradise, but Humberto avoided it. Big E and Kingston then went for the Midnight Hour. Angel attacked Kingston. Kingston caught Angel in a Hurricane Rana off the apron, and the New Day hit a powerbomb double foot stomp combo on Humberto for a very close near fall. Los Lotharios then regained control. Angel hit a moonsault on the floor to Big E, and Humberto hit a moonsault on Kofi for a near fall. Kingston fought back and caught Humberto with the Trouble in Paradise. The finish of the match then came when Kingston went for a sunset flip, but Angel reversed and rolled him up to pick up the victory. So yeah, Los Lotharios defeat the New Day, Kofi and Big E. In the back, Megan Morant tried interviewing the Viking Raiders, but right as Eric was about to speak, he said like 3-4 words, and then they were attacked by the Usos. And basically the Usos said, we'll see you Elimination Chamber. Where they had a sit-down interview. It was Michael Cole sitting down with the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. The recap, Paul Heyman explaining his reasons for turning on Brock Lesnar and Goldberg's return. Cole mentioned that last week featured the return of an icon. Heyman assumed he was talking about him, and Cole said no, Goldberg. Cole listed off Goldberg's accomplishments and his winning streak in WCW. Reigns then responded that everybody would have been, he said that everyone would be winning if he was in WCW because they'd still be in business. Cole noted that Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series in 2016. Reigns said that Lesnar's old news and mocked him. Cole mentioned that Reigns versus Goldberg was supposed to happen 2 years ago at Mania, never did. Reigns promised to smash Goldberg. He said 2 years ago, maybe you could have said Goldberg was going to beat me, but I'm on another level right now. He added that he's going to Goldberg, whatever that means. I guess smash through him really quick. 5-minute match. Then had a dungeon match. Natalya versus Aliyah, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. To recap, Aliyah defeating Natalya 3 times in a row, including the 3-minute and 17-second win via DQ and countout. Cole and Graves pushed that Aliyah embarrassed Natty over the last couple of weeks. Natalya had the early advantage with a side headlock. Aliyah fought back and blew a kiss at Natty. Natty quickly regained control, hit a Michinoku driver, and got a near fall off of it. Aliyah recovered with the Thez press, followed this up with the Bulldog for a 2. Aliyah briefly locked on a half crab and Natty escaped. The finish then came when Natalya locked on a sharpshooter and Aliyah made it to the ropes. However, the rope break didn't count, so Aliyah tapped. Remember, you can only win by pinfall and submission, no countouts, no disqualifications. But nothing special about this match, to be honest, other than the whole no rope break thing. After the match, Natalya continued the beatdown. Xia Li made the save, and there we go. So that's all Xia Li is. She's the protector. Pops out at random times to save people, and that's it. We ever going to see a Xia Li freaking match? Then got a Black History Month video about Rocky Johnson, narrated by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Really cool. I really enjoyed this video. And afterwards, the fans did break out in a loud Rocky chant. We then got the latest edition of In Zane with Sami Zayn, and this segment was fine. So I'm convinced we're getting some version of Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. So they showed a video of earlier today. Johnny Knoxville went to the pop-up WWE shop store in Los Angeles, and he grabbed a Sami Zayn shirt that was a knockoff of Jackass Forever that said Sami Zayn Forever. He took that shirt and put it in a wood chipper. I think he took 2 of them, actually. He showed that clip, and Sammy's like, no, I don't care. I can't get distracted by any of that. I got my podcast to host right now with special guest, Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura, who I will be challenging next week for the title. Boogs would then interrupt and do his big old Nakamura intro. Zane was surprised that Nakamura showed up for the podcast because he's been ducking him for several weeks now. Zane said he can't wait to look at Nakamura's face when he beats him for the title next week. Zane knows that Nakamura is working with Knoxville to distract him. He thinks it's all a ruse. What are you talking about, since Saturday? That was a replica. He didn't take the U.S. So in the video, Johnny Knoxville was wearing the United States title. It was a replica belt. He wasn't wearing Damian Priest's belt. He didn't steal Damian Priest's title. No. Anywho, Nakamura asked Zane if he saw the movie. And Zane's like, Jackass Forever? No, I was kicked out of the premiere. What do you mean? Did I see the movie? He goes, no, not that movie. Jackass defeated. We're filming it next week, basically, is what he said. Zane became angry. Pointed out that he used to be in Nakamura's corner. The Great Liberator used to fight for Nakamura, but now he's got Boogs. Zane mocked Boogs, and Boogs yelled at him and grabbed the mic. Somehow, it seemed like the mic shocked Boogs. Boogs fell into the corner. Nakamura went to check on him and took a haluva kick for his pleasure. So, yeah. Cool. Oh, excuse me. They're announcing stuff for Dynamite. Let's see. Wardlow versus Max Caster in a Face of the Revolution ladder match qualifier on Dynamite. Sami versus Darby next week for the TNT title. Interesting. Oh, Bryan Danielson versus Lee Moriarty next week on Dynamite. Oh, Jay White versus Trent Beretta next week on Dynamite. There we go. They're on Rampage, Rampage. Trent Beretta versus... Wait, hold on. Did it actually say Beretta? Instead of just Trent, question mark? Hold on. Yeah, it said Trent Beretta versus Jay White next week. Interesting. Back to SmackDown. The recap, Drew McIntyre hitting a Claymore on Madcap Moss last week. In the back, Moss decided not to be in Corbin's corner and said, my eye still hurts. Look, it's injured. I'm going to go talk to the doctor. Maybe he can say I'm not cleared, and then I don't have to face McIntyre at Elimination Chamber. Corbin's like, oh, not a bad idea. You do you. So they showed off the billboards in Saudi Arabia with Becky Lynch and Lita. Corey Graves had to use the line. That everyone's been tweeting out all day. WWE continues to influence the world. What the fuck? Excuse me, that's the hiccups real sudden. Happy Corbin took on Cesaro in just a sub 4-minute match. This match was all right. So joining this match in progress, Cesaro had the early advantage, but Corbin quickly took over. He slowed down the pace with a chin lock. Cesaro fought back, but Corbin hit a deep six for a near fall. Corbin placed Cesaro on the top rope, but he fought back with a suplex. Cesaro avoided the around the ring post clothesline and sent Corbin to the floor. He followed this up with a running uppercut against the barricade. Cesaro then hit a springboard uppercut for another near fall. Cesaro rocked Corbin with a boot to the face, and Corbin bounced off the middle ropes with a clothesline. Sirens are on my end if you guys can hear them. He followed that up with the end of days to pick up the victory, and they said, your winner, the undefeated Happy Corbin. But there's some caveats. As far as what that undefeated really means. What it means is undefeated in singles matches on television. He has lost singles matches at live events like the Drew McIntyre, and he and Moss have lost tag team matches on SmackDown. So it's undefeated in singles matches on SmackDown since becoming Happy. Chase Douglas says, wasn't Trent Beretta his name in WWE? Yes, but he also used it before going to WWE, so they couldn't take it from him, just like Adam Cole. Where was I? In the back, Madcap spoke with a doctor in the trainer's room. And he's like, well, we need to do a little bit of an eye test here. We need to just see how bad the eye is. And he goes, okay. So the doctor said, close your eyes. He then told him to open his right eye. I think it's his right eye. And when he did, he saw the sword. Angela. And McIntyre goes, hey, tell the doctor you're all good to go, because I got an announcement to make. And he's like, and he's like, tell him you're good to go. He's like, sure. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. He goes, oh, my announcement? Our match at Elimination Chamber can't just be a regular match. It's Elimination Chamber. So, falls, count, anywhere, anything goes. So with that, at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, it will be Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre in a falls count anywhere match. And apparently that building is huge, so I'm really interested to see how they take advantage of such a big building, that Jeddah Superdome. They got another sit-down interview. It was Goldberg with Michael Cole. Before it even starts, Goldberg's like, whatever I'm about to say, don't take it personal. I think of you as a brother. He's like, Michael Cole's like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Cole claimed that there are rumors that Goldberg is making one too many returns. Goldberg rejected the rumors and noted, nah, I'm still the same Goldberg. They discussed the WrestleMania match that never happened. Cole mentioned that Reigns said that Goldberg will acknowledge him. Goldberg laughed and promised to beat Reigns and then face Brock at WrestleMania, which we've seen before. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania 33. So then we get the SmackDown Women's title match. This match was amazing. It went 19 minutes and 50 seconds. And from start to finish, this match was so good. Both women worked really well together. They worked really hard. They told a great story in this match with, towards the end, just amazing near fall after near fall after near fall. So to recap the Sonya Deville Naomi angle from earlier in the night before the match actually started. Again, if you hear the sirens are on my end. What? I don't know what's going on out there. They just stopped out in front of my apartment. I don't know. Flair was in control early and caught Naomi with a shoulder tackle. Flair celebrated a little, pandering to the crowd, but Naomi jumped to her feet. She caught Flair with the tilt-a-whirl head scissors and sent her to the floor. Naomi followed this up with a twisting plancha. Back from a commercial break, Flair was firmly in control, but Naomi fought back. She rocked Flair with a kick to the head and hit a flying crossbody for a close near fall. Flair took back over and slowed down the pace, though. Flair missed a boot in the corner, and Naomi kicked the leg and then hit a jawbreaker. Flair recovered and rocked Naomi with some hard chops. Flair followed this up with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and got a 2 off of it. Naomi fought back and hit a blockbuster off the top for another close near fall. Flair rolled to the floor, and Naomi went after her. Flair threw Naomi into the stairs to regain control. Back from a commercial break, Flair slowed down the pace with a chin lock. Flair went for a second tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, but Naomi reversed it into a pin for a near fall. The crowd started going wild. Naomi followed this up with a springboard kick for a close 2. Fans then broke out into a brief Naomi chant. Naomi then sent Flair into the middle turnbuckle. She attempted a Hurricane Rana, but Flair countered into a powerbomb for a close 2. Flair went for a moonsault, and Naomi rolled out of the way. Flair landed on her feet and went for a standing moonsault, and Naomi got her knees up. Naomi then hit the rear view for a very, very close near fall, and the fans reacted big like they thought it was over. I think even Michael Cole goes, "There we go, it's the victory for Naomi!" No! Naomi then went for the split-legged moonsault. Flair got her feet up. Naomi recovered and hit a full Nelson bomb for another close near fall. Naomi then hit a split-legged moonsault for a close 2. The finish then came when Naomi went for the rear view, but Flair knocked her down and hit a natural selection to pick up the victory. After the match, Sonya Deville would come down and get in Naomi's face, again, not touching her. Naomi had heard and seen enough and attacked Deville. This then led Flair to jump her from behind and help Deville beat down Naomi. Then music would hit of one Ronda Rousey. Ronda would come out to a huge pop from the crowd in Louisiana. She sprinted down to the ring, kicked Deville, caught Flair with the body shot or 2, and then jumped. And before Flair jumped out of the ring, Rousey then took down Sonya, tried to put her in the armbar. Charlotte pulled her out of the ring. And the last thing we see before the show goes off the air is Ronda and Naomi standing together in the middle of the ring. Now, I'm going to put a hand up because we got a possible spoiler for next week. When my hand goes down, spoilers are off. So if you don't want spoilers, mute the stream right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're in spoiler territory. So, it has been reported that the finish of this match will lead to a contract signing on next week's SmackDown that will see a tag team match be made. Ronda and Naomi against Sonya and Charlotte for Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. Yes, that is the plan. I haven't read any of the spoilers for what has been filmed, but before tonight's show, that was the plan. Charlotte and Sonya versus Ronda and Naomi at Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. All right, we're going to pull the hand down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers are done. But with that, got a couple things announced for next week's SmackDown. Face-to-face, Roman Reigns and Goldberg, and the Intercontinental title will be on the line when Shinsuke Nakamura defends against Sami Zayn. But with that, that's what I thought of tonight's SmackDown. Now it's time to see what you guys thought of tonight's SmackDown. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 50% liked the show, and 50% thought it was just all right. As far as the Twitter poll, 52% thought the show was just all right, 31% liked it, and 15% didn't. And finally, the YouTube poll here, 67% liked the show, 30% thought it was just all right, and 3% did not like tonight's SmackDown. Let's go over here and check the text messages. Remember, you can text into 510-906-1341. It says, who will challenge Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania? Last name I heard was Bianca Belair. It says, I like SmackDown tonight. I don't like how Cesaro being used in WWE. What you think about tonight's SmackDown? Well, I talked about the whole show just now. This person says, will there be a tag team match between Charlotte Flair and Sonya? You just talked about that. This person says, I'm loving the Naomi versus Sonya feud. I'm calling Sonya being relieved of her duties soon. I mean, I love Sonya as an authority figure, but you eventually, now that she's wrestling, got to nix that. She can't have both. So we'll see when they finally pull her from that job. But hey, she's going to work both ways until then. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWUnlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PWUnlimited. With that, guys, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.